Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the fourth session. Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see my screen? Everything working fine?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Sean.
Sir, I wanted to know that which topic is going on just because I started today only, and earlier I have joined Chami ma'am classes, but due to some reason I have to left that. I was met with an accident, that's why I'm not able to continue. So I told them to please can you rejoin, can I rejoin the classes from the starting. So they said yes, but I have already done my website development from WordPress things. I have done all things, but from the SEO I didn't know anything.
So, Shivam, today is the last session for website.
Okay, website development, right?
Yes, today is the last
Okay.
session for that.
So website development is already completed mine, sir. So I know all the things how to from AWS to creating website and all things.
Got it. So, if you want to be a part of today's session, you can stay connected. If you've already completed everything, then you don't have to attend today's session. That's fine. You can
Okay.
attend from the core modules.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, for today's session, like we discussed yesterday, we are going to be talking about all of the customizations and the page customizations as well. Right. So today's session is going to be all about the look and feel of the website and how to change the content that came along with the template. So before we start with that, how many of you were able to add a template to your website? An Elementor template to be specific.
Yeah, so Yash, I didn't actually do what we did yesterday, but I covered what we had done day before yesterday. So I launched the website and published the pages. I just hit a bump with one particular part. In the day before yesterday session, you said if we go to settings and click
Yeah,
on the reading part, then we can decide, which page should be highlighted as the home page. But
correct.
when I did it myself, it was showing something else than what it was shown when you did the same.
What was it showing you? Are you logged into your website?
Yeah, so if you could just allow me to share the screen.
Yeah, one second. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so see, this is the page, and
Okay,
when I
first of
go
all,
to the settings,
right,
and
right.
in that when I go to reading, so
One second. So this is not you're not able to see that setting here. That is because your page is private and the other two pages are in draft. Go to all pages again.
okay, just
So your home page, you see it's tagged as private in front of it,
yeah,
which means that only you can see that page. The visitors cannot see that page. And in order to create a home page should be visible to everybody, right? So it cannot be a
okay,
private
but
page.
okay, so again, like the reason why I did it was you had mentioned. Let me go to this page. So you had mentioned like on top here, I can disable the visibility, but I
Yeah.
was not able to see that option. That is why I kept it as private. So here I did not have the option to disable the visibility.
Have you added the theme, Anish? Astra.
No, I'll show you what happens when creating a new page. So okay, when I click on add page, this is what comes. Okay, so here I have to choose some sort of a pattern, but I closed this thing. I
I
chose the
think,
theme as Astra, which you had mentioned.
can you go back to your WordPress dashboard 1 second? Go to appearance and then go to themes.
Appearance, okay. Themes.
So I think you've installed Astra, but it's not activated yet. Yeah,
Astra,
so
okay.
you need to
Okay, I need
activate
to
this.
activate this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now go to all pages. Yeah. Edit that page, the home page that you created. Click on the title. So now you get that visibility icon.
Okay, fine. And I
Right?
have to
And
make it
yeah,
public,
you can
right?
change the, yes, you can change the status from here itself. So click on private here, yeah, and select published. Perfect. Now save this top right. Done.
Okay. Yeah.
Now if you'll go to reading settings, you will be able to assign this as the page.
Okay, fine. Got it.
Yeah. So just remember that whenever you're assigning a homepage, it should be a publicly visible and published page.
So published page means anybody who enters the URL, website URL, they'll be able to see that page.
Correct. If it is assigned as the homepage or if it's there in your menu.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Fine.
Uh,
Thanks.
sure. Okay. Anybody else? Surbhi, Trisha, Divyansh, were you guys able to add a template to your website?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Trisha, we can.
Yeah, I had a doubt. So once the theme is enabled, I wanted to know the home test pages that we made won't be visible, right?
Yeah,
Because they're from WordPress.
they'll be visible until you add the template to your website. So once the template is added, those pages will not be visible.
Okay. So I'll have to redo them with the theme again.
So did you not add the theme previously?
Everything is done. So the template is done, the theme is done, everything is done. Only thing is that the earlier pages that were created through WordPress, those are not visible. So
Yeah, once you activate the template, no,
yeah.
like I said, the pages that came along with the template, the posts that came along with the template, they will override all the settings that you've previously made.
Okay, so then I'll have to do it again with the template, right?
If you want to show those pages, and you can add them to the menu.
Okay, fine.
Right? We added stuff to the menu yesterday. So if you want
Yeah.
if you want any other page to be visible on your website, you need to add that to the menu.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So, and also there was one more task yesterday. In fact, two more tasks. You had to create a logo for your website, and you also had to add 3 categories. Right? These were two other tasks in yesterday's session. So, how many of you were able to create the logo in the discussed size? Nobody? Okay, so in that case, I'll just go over all of the customizations at my end, and then in that case, you guys will have to work on all of this after the session today. Also, an update for you guys. I don't know. Okay, Surbhi, no problem. So just an update for you guys regarding the core modules. I think earlier some of you guys have received that the core modules will start on 10th of November or 3rd of November, right? In the welcome email. The core modules are going to be starting from 27th of October, not 10th or 3rd. You will get the updated schedule today. Right. I just wanted to update you guys in the session as well before you receive the email so that there's no confusion. So your core modules are starting from 27th of October instead of the date that you received in the schedule previously. Cool. Okay, so for today's session, like I said, we'll be talking about all of the customizations. Before coming to the page customization, before you can edit the template, let's talk about the general customizations that are available with us because of Astra. So for every theme, right, whatever theme you activate, for that particular theme, there will be theme specific customizations that come along with it, which means that you can edit some default, you can change some default settings of your website. You can change the structure a little bit according to how much access you have on the theme that is activated. So for Astra, we have a lot of customizations. We have a lot of changes that can be done. Let's talk about a few of them, and then you guys can try out the other customizations that are there as well once you get comfortable with the ones we discussed today. So to customize your theme, there are two ways that you can approach this. Number one is from your homepage itself. If you are logged into your website, you're logged into the dashboard, you logged into the WP admin, then what you can do is if you are on your homepage like this, you will see a bar at the top and there is a customize button here at the top. So you can click on this customize here to start customizing your website. And the second way is obviously from the backend right here. You go to appearance and over here you'll find the customize option as well. So you can click on any of these two options to start customizing your theme. Right, let me click on this. Once you're here, you can start customizing your website. You can start customizing different parts of your website directly from here. So on the left-hand side, you have all of these options available, all of these customizations available, which can be done on your website. Before we get into these options here, there is a style guide at the top, right here, top left. This is the style guide button, which basically gives you some quick customization, some quick settings that can be done on your website. So if I click on this, I am able to update my logo, update the site icon and the title of my website. I can also change the way my buttons look like on the website. I can play around with the colors here. All of these are the colors that are applied on the website as of now. If you change this color, just know that whatever you're changing here on the customize section, it will be changed on the entire website. So these are site-wide changes. Because we are customizing the theme is what holds your pages and your posts and all of the content in it. So if you're updating something here, it will be updated on all of the pages and all of the posts, right? So you have control over the colors here. You have control over the fonts right here. You can select a different font for different sizes of heading. So once you create your logo, you can click on style guide. Then right here you will see site title and logo settings. You can click on this here. Click on the logo that appears in the center. As soon as you click on it, on the left hand side, you will be able to see the title and logo settings. Now for most of you guys, because you will be adding a template onto your website, most of the templates, they have a transparent header, which means that so transparent header, what it does is, like here on my website, there is no border or there's nothing separating the header from my page, right? The page is appearing behind my header as well. Whatever content I'm adding on my page, it's visible here in the header as well. So this image that you see here is a part of my page, home page, but it's still visible here at the top, right? That is what a transparent header is. The default header that is there on your website is not a transparent header, which means that the header is a separate section altogether, and then it is divided here with a border, and then your page starts. That is a normal header. After the template, all of you guys will have a transparent header most probably. So if you update your logo here and you're not able to see it on your website, chances are that a transparent header logo is applied on your website. To edit that, you need to click on customize transparent header here. And then for you, this will be enabled by default. If that is the case, you'll have to update your logo right here. Or you can just disable this. You can disable this option that says you want a different transparent logo, right? Disabling this will give you the control over this logo right here. Okay, so you have to make sure, you have to check this out as well while updating your logo. Check whether this option is enabled or not under the customized transparent header. If it is enabled, you can disable that and then update your logo here. If you don't want to disable that, you can update your logo there as well. To update your logo, you can just click on this here and upload the file that you created. If you have created it in the size that we discussed in the recommended resolution, then you will not have to crop your logo anymore, right? But if you've created a logo in the default Canva settings, that is 1:1, then you might have to crop your logo and some bits of your logo can be cropped out. Okay, so create the logo in the size that we discussed. Then if you scroll down here on the left, once you've updated the logo, you can change the width of your logo. You can try playing around with the width. I created this in 180 by 60, and that is why if I increase the width a little bit, you can see it getting blurry, right? It's getting pixelated. That is why I recommended this size to you guys, 540 by 180. So you can play around with the logo width here. If you scroll down, you'll find the site title option. Site title, as the name suggests, it means that you're updating the name of your website here, which will be visible over here in the tab, right? It can be visible here as well. If you don't have a logo, you can just have your title here. But if you do have a logo, if you've updated your logo, then what I would recommend is just enter the name here, the name of your website, that is, and then disable these three icons. These are the visibility icons, which means that you're disabling the visibility of your title from the website here. But keeping a title is still very important because this will be visible in all of the search results. It will be visible here in the tab. And when somebody bookmarks your website, it will be visible there as well. Right? So what you're doing here essentially is you're creating an identity for your website so that it is easily recognizable. And that is why a logo and a title is important. Followed by the title, you have a tagline option as well. So if your brand, if your business has a tagline, you can add that here as well. This will also be visible under your title or logo, right? But you can disable the visibility for this as well so that it's not visible here. But since I've already updated this, you can see that here in the tab, right? I have my title here and I have my tagline right here. Once again, creating an identity for your website. Tagline is optional. If you can come up with something, you can add it. If not, you can keep this empty as well. You don't need to have a tagline. It's not mandatory. Finally, the last customization here is your site icon. Site icon is also known as fab icon, which is FAB icon, right? This, once again, creating the identity of your website. You can see the example here. When you update the site icon, it will tell you that this will be visible here in the tab. Right, so you can see that right here. This is generally a shortened version of your logo. So if you visit any other website, if I visit Canva, let's say, this is their logo, right? And this is their site icon, just the initial. If you visit any other website, so Digital Vidya's website, the site icon is this. You can see all the site icons right here. For these websites, there is no site icon updated on the website, and that is why you still see the WordPress logo. So if you don't add a site icon, your visitors will see the WordPress logo here in the tab and over here as well. Once again, if you have a site icon, it is easily recognizable, right? I can tell by just looking at the site title what website I'm talking about or what website I'm visiting. So you will eventually have to create a site icon as well. This can be created in a 1:1 resolution, right? So you can just go to Canva. One second. And you can select you can start creating it in a 500 by 500 pixel size, which is 1:1, right? So this right here, anything in a 1:1 ratio, you can take that and you can create your site icon in that. So this is 1500 by 1500 pixels. It can be 500 by 500 pixels. It can be 1000 by 1000 pixels, but it needs to be in a 1:1 ratio. right? Once you've created the site icon, you can upload it right here. Once you're done with all these things, once you've updated these three things here, then you can scroll up over here. If you come back, you can scroll up here. There are two options here as well. One is general and one is design. Once again, if your logo is not visible on the website, even after disabling the transparent logo here, updating your logo here, even after that, if it is not visible, if you see just a single block of color there, then that means if you come to design, your logo will probably have a color applied over it. So if I add a color here, right, this is what it looks like. So if you also see a color of block here, a block of color right here where your logo should be, check whether a color is applied here or not. If you see something applied here, click on it and click on clear right here. Then your logo will be visible. Right? So these are the site title and logo settings. If you don't have a logo, if you're just working with the title, you can update the colors right here. If you have not disabled the visibility of your tagline and you want to show it here in your header, then you can change the color for your tagline here as well. And if you do have the title and tagline, both of them enabled, you'll also see the options to change the font size, right? Right. So these are all of the site title and logo settings. Now, if you noticed, when I clicked on style guide, okay, let me go back to the first page. This is the page that we started on, right? I can see my home screen here on the right. I can see all of the options here on the left. So when I went to style guide and when I clicked on this site title and logo settings, my page got divided into three parts. Over here, the left hand side is where I'm updating all of the settings. This is where I'm adding my logo. This is where I'm adding my title and stuff. Let me close this. Yeah. On the right hand side, it is divided into two parts. Once again, the top part, the first half of it, I can see my website here. This is the home page. And just below that, the second half of it, I can see these three bars here. Right? There are these three bars that you can see right here in the second half of this page. These three bars indicate the locations on your header. Okay, the center one is the primary header. This is where all of my items are currently. If I want, I can keep the logo above my menu as well. So I can have my menu below my logo. I can have my logo here on the top left. I can have my menu here at the bottom right. I can play around with where I want these icons to appear. So if I want my title or logo to be appearing at the top, I just need to drag it and drop it where I want. So these are the locations on your header where you can add all the stuff. Right, let me move it back to how it was. I also have a button here on my header. I don't really want it because I don't have a page that I can link to this button. So to remove this, to remove any item from your header, you just need to click on this remove element or cross icon here, and that will remove the button from my header. Instead of this, if you want, you can add your social icons right here in the header. If that is something you are interested in, you can click on plus here, or anywhere that you want to add it in your header, you can click on plus. Then you get to see a social icon here. Select that. Click on social once again over here. Now you can update the icons that you want to be visible here. So on the left, you can start adding all of the icons. And if you go to design, you can assign the color type for them. So if you want to add a custom color for all of your icons, you can do that here. If you want the official colors of a particular brand or a particular social media, then you can click on official and those official colors will be visible. Right, so this is how the official colors look like. If I go to custom, I can change the colors for it. So icon color, let's say I want this color here, and when somebody hovers over it, it should change to this color. If you want to add any other social media or any other social icon here, you can just click on add icon. Right, you can edit the label for that. So let's say you want to add a link to your YouTube channel, edit the label as YouTube and change the icon as well. So click on icon here, search for YouTube. You'll get their official icon right here. Update that. And now I can add my channel link right here, the URL to my channel right here. For all of the other social icons as well, you have to update the URL. So if you click on Instagram, you can add the URL here. If you click on Twitter, you can add the URL right here. Right, let me remove this for now. I don't really want to add the social icons right here. So these are, like I said, your header locations. This is the primary header, this is above header, this is below header. If this was not a transparent header, then I can also edit the colors of my header from here. For now, that will not work because I have a transparent header, but you can still play around with the height of your header. Right, if this was a normal header, if this was a default header, I could have updated the background color as well. Right, so this is how. So this is where you can change the location of all of the items in your header. This is how you can play around with the location of all of the items, and you can decide where you want a certain item to appear. It's all up to you. Sure, Anish. Right, so it's all up to you, all up to your requirement where you want a certain item, a certain element to appear. Wherever you want it to appear, you can move it there. Now, if you want, you can still add an overlay on top of your header so that if you have some menu items here, if you have some text here in your header, the image does not interfere with that. So you can add an overlay if you want. To do that, or to add or to change or play around with the colors in your header, what you can do is, once again, because we're working with a transparent header, so we'll click on transparent header right here, or you can click on customize transparent header here. Any of these options will work. So just click on one of these, go to design, and over here you will see the option to change colors for everything that is there in your header. So if you have the menu right here, you can change the color for your menu items. You can even have a background for this menu specifically, right? This will appear just behind the menu, not on the entire header. So if I update any color here, it will be added only to my menu. Let me remove this for now. And this is where you can update the colors for your text items that appear here in the menu. So if I change the color here, you can see that changing right here. Right? As I was talking about the overlay, since this is the primary header, I know that all of the items, that I added here in my header are in the primary header location, right? So I'll go to primary header here if I want to add an overlay. I'll go to primary header, select or update a color right here. Because this is an overlay, you can play around with the transparency of this as well. Right, so you can add an overlay if it works with your template, if you can find a color that works with your template, to make all of these items pop out a little bit more. Then if you have a sub menu like this one here, you can change the colors for that as well, right here. Right, and for anything else that you have in your header, you can change the color for that from here. Make sense? Coming back to the first page that we landed on, these settings that we were updating right now, all of these customizations that we were making on our website, the same can be accessed if you go to header right here, because we were customizing the header. So if you click on header, you will be able to see all of these options here as well. Right? Just one of those things where you can go to the same option from different places. So if I went to style guide, I clicked on site title and logo, right? I am basically editing an item in my header. So if I go back, I come to the header customizations, right? So you can directly click on header as well if you want to start editing your title or logo, your menu, or the transparent header, these colors that we talked about. This is where you'll find all of the settings under one section. Similar to header, we can also play around with our footer here, right? This particular footer on my theme, it's not a default. So on my template, the footer has been created using Elementor. Okay, so this footer I cannot really edit a lot. I cannot really customize a lot. I can add a footer below this if I want, but that's not really necessary. Right? You can add and remove stuff from here if you want to. So if you click on footer here, you will see these options here. Right? Now everything is added over here using Elementor. That is why it says widget. All of these are widgets created using Elementor. So I can remove what is not required. I just want my social icons here. And I want the footer menu that I created over here. Right, so I assigned this menu, the same menu that I have over here as the footer menu as well, and that's why you see these four links here now. Same settings, same customizations apply to your footer as well. What we just saw in the header customizations. So if you're comfortable with your header customizations, you can move a step forward and you can start customizing your footer as well. Right? Site identity also takes you to the title and logo settings and the site icon settings. So like I said, we are creating a site identity. You can find the same options under site identity as well. If you want to discover more fonts, if you want to discover more default settings, then you can go to global here at the top, which will give you the access to customize the fonts from here, typography. Right, you can select a different font from here if you want to. And if I go to colors, you can select a different color for all of your items. Right, the same settings that you were able to edit from style guide can also be accessed from global settings. Then there are two more. One is container and one is buttons. Container is basically, it's a container for all of your content. specifically on your posts. So if you open a post here, let me open this one, let's say. Okay, so you can see that this is the container that's applied for now. If I change it to full width and I visit a page again, okay, probably some other settings are overriding this. We can see that if we go back, let me go to post types here. You can change the container from post types as well. You go to post types, then you go to single post, and you can edit the container from here as well for your posts. Let me update this. Let me also update the container for, you can change the layout as well. You can explore all of these, but let me just change the container size real quick. 1 second. Okay, my screen's frozen. 1 second, I think I have to close this. Going back to appearance and customize, the screen just froze. We were updating the container for this. So let me open up the post first so that we can see it changing in front of our eyes. I go to post type, then I go to single post. I update the container right here. And now it's stretched to the entire width. So you can have it in the normal container, which looks like this. You can narrow it down even further if you want to, and you can have a full width container as well. Right, so once again, depends on your requirements, depends on your needs. There are a bunch of other customizations here as well, right? Obviously, there are a bunch more. And these are something that you will have to explore. You'll have to play around with a lot of these options. Just make sure when you're trying to customize anything here, right? Until and unless you are satisfied with it, do not click on publish. As soon as you think you are satisfied, publish a single setting first and then move to customizing the other thing. Okay, which means that if I am editing just this header here, not even the entire header, I am just updating my logo. As soon as I find the perfect fit, publish that first, then move to the second customization that you have. So that once you keep customizing everything, okay, and you reach a point where you are not liking something and you want to reverse all of that, and if you've not published the previous ones as well, then all of these settings will be lost. The scenario which can happen. So just keep that in mind when you're customizing the website. Customize one thing at a time and keep publishing everything one by one. Okay, so now that I am satisfied with how my container for this looks like, I'll publish this first and then I'll move to the next customization that I want. Right, just a tip to avoid any hassle. Right now, this is something that you have to try out, and only then these things will be much more clearer, right? Until unless you try everything out, you'll not be able to understand what we are discussing in these sessions. And that is the reason why I kept asking you guys if whether you completed the last task or not, right? But anyways, you can try this out next week. You don't have any sessions next week because of all of the festivals. So you can try it out next week. 27th onwards, your core modules are starting. And post that, if you have any questions regarding your website, you can post it, you can mail it to us on the support email ID, or you can also give us a call. Right, because as it stands, I think a lot of you guys are not able to try it out practically right away. So you will need some time. The next week, you can try everything out. And then if you get any questions, you can let us know. We are going to be aligning a doubt session for one of our batches in that week when your core modules are starting, like the 27th Wala week. We are aligning a doubt session for one of our existing batches already. And if the schedule matches with you guys, you can also attend that doubt session if there are any. Right, but for that to be aligned, you need to let us know. Right, so these are all the customizations here on your theme. These are all the theme specific customizations which are available over here. We've discussed about the broader customizations for now. The other ones, like I said, you can try them out. You will have to explore all of them one by one. Whenever you're changing something, go through the entire website to see where it changed, where that particular setting changed something, right? Once you figure it out, then you can try to play around with it. So these are the theme customizations. We'll move forward to the next bit now. Do you guys have any questions from this before we do that, before we move forward? Or anything that you wanted to repeat very quickly for any of the customizations? If you want to repeat these steps, I'll do that very quickly. All right. No? Okay. So coming back to the dashboard here, now that we've discussed about the theme customizations, which was one part of today's session, the second part of it is going to revolve around the page customizations and how to edit your existing pages using Elementor. That's what we are moving to next. Elementor is the plugin that we installed in last session, and the purpose of adding Elementor on our website was so that we can edit the template that we added earlier. Now to do that, what you have to do is, because we are editing our pages, you'll go to pages here, then you'll go to all pages. While selecting the template here on my website, I asked you guys to select the Elementor option and then add the template. So if you selected that, if you selected the Elementor option, all of the pages that were a part of the template will now have a Elementor tag in front of it, which means that they are Elementor compatible. To start editing these pages using Elementor, for now let me start with the home page, let's say. All you have to do is you need to click on Edit with Elementor right here. This is how Elementor editor looks like. Very different from the block editor that we're used to, right? It's much more easier to understand, and you can see your page right here. So you're editing it in a front end view, right? So that it is easier for you to understand what changes you are making and how it would look like on your page. Also, if you want to edit anything in your template on any of your pages, you just go to that page, click on Edit with Elementor. And once you reach here, let's say you want to edit this content here, which is a part of the template. You just have to click on this and you can start editing it here on the left hand side. So whatever it is that you want to edit, just click on that, edit it on the left hand side, and you will see that changing here on the page as well. And that is how easy it is to make changes using Elementor. So whatever you want to edit, you just click on that, edit it on the left hand side. On the left, you see these three icons here, right? You have three options. One is content, one is style, and one is advanced. So if you want to edit the content inside of a particular container, a particular element, you click on content and you can edit that right here. If you want to change the appearance for this particular content, then you go to style. You can change the alignment. You can add a custom font for any element if you want, which will override the default font just for this particular section. Right, so you can add a different font for your sections. You can play around with the spacing here. You can change the text color as well if you want to. This is for the paragraph icon. If I click on an image here, then I'll see image related settings on the left. So if I go to style, I'll see image related settings. Right? So I'll see all of these icons, all of these settings. Once again, you can play around with these settings as well until unless you like something. Now on your pages, there can be images which you will not be able to edit by just clicking on. Yes, Trisha. All of the images, all of the content that's there on the template, everything can be edited and changed. That's why, I said that you don't have to focus on the content of the template. Just if you like the structure of a particular template, you can add it because all of the images, all of the content can be changed. And so I can update this image here. If I want to change this image here, I just click on this image and I can update it here on the left hand side. I can add a different image instead of that. Right, so whatever you want to edit, you just have to click on it and then you can start making the changes on the left hand side. There are going to be some images which you'll not be able to edit by just clicking on it. So for example, this image here at the top of my page, if I'm clicking on this, I don't see any options to change the image on the left. Right, I am clicking on it, but I cannot see the option to change the image on the left hand side. Such images are applied, they work as background images essentially. So they're added as a background of this particular container. So if you want to change an image like this one here, if you're not able to edit it by clicking on it, what you'll have to do is, first of all, hover over the image, which is not editable, which is not changing. Just hover over that, and right above it, you will see these three icons. One is add container, one is edit container, and one is the option to delete this entire container. So if I delete the entire container, this content here, this image here, this content here, all of this will be deleted. Right? Let me show it to you. So my entire container has been deleted now. Okay, this was an accidental delete. I just pressed Ctrl+Z on my keyboard and I can see the container once again. So this is where you delete the entire container from. And if you want to edit this image, you click on the button here in the center which says edit container. You click on this, and on the left you get these three icons here. You will go to the style settings and you will see the image right here. So this is where you will have to update a new image. So if you want, let's say this one, select it and update the image. Now, because the original image dimensions are very small, this one here, I can only see it here at the top. Right, so if there's an image like this, which you're not able to edit by clicking on it, you need to hover over the image. You will see these three icons at the top. Click on edit container, the center one, then come to style over here, and this is where you can update the image. Yeah. So this is how you edit the existing images and the existing content on your template. If you want to add anything new using Elementor, you can do that as well, right? So let's say, first of all, I want to delete this container here, right? I don't have enough content which can be added here. So I'll delete this entire container from here. Okay, now this is my page. I've deleted the container at the bottom here because I did not have enough content. But now I want to add something once again, right? I came up with something and I think that it will look good on my website. So now I want to add that to my homepage. To add something here, you'll first have to add a container, right? So first you need to decide the position of that particular container that you want to add. Let's say I want it right under this container here. Wherever this content is ending, I want it right below this. So currently this is the container below it, right? I'll hover over this one, the second container, click on plus above it. Then I'll click on plus once again. This will ask me to select a layout. This is only if you want to add something new, right? And this you should try out afterwards, like once you're comfortable with the normal edits and normal updates and everything. Once you have enough content, then only try to add something, right? But whenever you would want to do that, you just need to click on plus. Then you have to select a layout here. The best layout to select would be the Flexbox layout because it adjusts according to the content inside. Okay, so if there's little content, the box size will adjust according to the content that you updated in that. So let's take the Flexbox icon, the Flexbox layout, then select a structure for this particular container. I want, let's say, this one here, which is split into 3. So I can add elements here on the left, I can add elements here in the center, and I can add elements here on the right. Let's say I want this one. So you click on that. You will see the structure that you selected in front of you, right? There are 3 plus signs. You click on plus here, or you click on plus here. Both of them work similarly. You will see the elements appearing on the left now, which can be added over here. Some of them are a part of the pro version, which is a paid version, so you can skip these here. But even if you remove the pro items, pro elements from here, you still have endless number of elements that can be added over here onto your page. Let's say over here I want a heading, so I'll drag this and drop it in this box here. How will I know whether it will stay in this box or not? Is when I see this shadow appearing behind, right? You see that overlay behind. If it is appearing in the same container where I want this to be appearing, then I'll see that overlay behind it, and I can drop it here. So I wanted a heading here. In the center, I want an image. So I'll click on add element again. I'll drag the image element and add it here in the center. On the right here, let's say I want a button. So once again, I'll go to add element and I'll add the button right here. Right? You can play around with the positioning of this. Now you can add the content that you want. So the basic idea behind creating pages using Elementor is you first need to add a structure. You need a container first. In that container, depending on the structure that you selected, you can add all of the elements which are available right here. If you don't need something, you can delete that as well. So this container here is once again empty. This does not have anything, and I can add a different one if I want. Right, so this is how you make changes onto your pages using Elementor. And the last bit that we discussed about, this is how you add new stuff onto your existing pages. Yeah, any questions here?
No.
Are you sure? Anybody else? Any questions? And if any of you want to try it out right now, if you have a template, you can do so. Right, I'll give you like 5 minutes. Just try out changing one or two things. For now, add dummy content there because I know you have to first come up with the content, which will take some time. So just if you have a template, add it onto your website, try it out right away, take 5 minutes, and then let me know if you have any questions after you make those changes or while you make those changes. But if nobody's doing it, you need to let me know. How many of you are willing to try it out, or rather, how many of you can try it out? Because I think a lot of you guys don't have the template yet. No? Okay. Okay. So once you've made all of the changes before you save them by publishing the page, you can click on preview changes here to just take a look at your page. This is how it looks like for now with all of the changes that I've made. Right. If you achieved your goal, you can click on publish, and all of these changes that you made will be saved to this page. So that is how you use Elementor to edit and customize your pages. Coming back, all right, now that was the last bit of today's session. I'll just quickly go over the requirements for the website once again. You need 3 pages on your website, no dummy / template content. This means that you have to remove all of the dummy content, all of the content that came along with the template, and you need to add your own content on all those 3 pages. For that, for now, you can take help from any of the AI models that are out there, any LLM, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever you're comfortable in using. For now, at least you can take help from that. But just know that Google does not, like, the policy is not yet supporting all of that. So your trainer might advise against adding the content using AI. They can do that. But for now, since there is no other option, you can take help from any of these AI models out there and add the content on all of your pages. Then you need 3 categories. And like I said earlier, 1 post under every category. Now the post should have some content in that as well. It shouldn't be like a 1 paragraph post, right? You need some content there as well. Then all of the other little bits and pieces that we discussed about in these 4 sessions, you need to add those as well. So which means that you need to add a logo, a title, a site icon, a menu, and then obviously you can customize them however you want them to appear. Right? But these are some of the things that are required on your website. And it would be preferred if you're able to prepare your website according to this, according to all of this before 27. That is the date when your core modules are starting. So it would be beneficial if you guys are able to complete the entire website before your core modules start. Right, I'm sharing these in the chat as well. This is just the requirements. You can copy this and save it somewhere. Now, that was it from my side. These were all the things that we had to cover for our website sessions. If you guys have any questions from any of these sessions, please do let me know. Anybody, any questions from any topic that we covered?
Would we also be learning around API integration, like Facebook page integration or social media page integration onto the website part, or maybe like in the contacts site, how like Google Maps are integrated into the website? So would we be learning that as well?
Uh, so all of Google Maps can be added using Elementor itself. If you want to add a map onto a specific page, there is an element which allows you to do that. So if you take a look at all of your elements here, one second, if you open this. You will see this element here, Google Maps, right? So if you want to add a location somewhere, for that, obviously you'll need a new container. So let me just add this one here, just as an example. You'll have to add your map here and then enter the location over here. Search for the location here, right? Enter the entire address of your location here and that will be displayed. So maps can be added using Elementor itself. Whatever address it is, you need to enter the address here and that will be displayed in this map over here. As for the social media page integrations, now you will be learning how to add tracking codes onto your website. But if you want to add some content, if you want to publish some content onto your website directly from your website or directly from your social media handles, and for that, you'll have to find a plugin. So because that is an additional functionality, that is something which is not by default here. You can search for a few plugins and you can search for a free plugin that allows you to do that. You can add that, activate that plugin, and then you can integrate your pages as well. Right, but we are not going to do that. No.
Okay, also I have seen two types of websites. Like, if like for example a website has 4 pages. So I have seen websites where there is a continuous scrolling. There is no, like, you don't have to click onto the next page. It's a continuous scrolling thing. And the second type
Yes.
of website is like, if I've gone through one page and if I have to go to the next page, I have to go to the top, navigate there, click on the button, and then it goes to the next page. So the website we are designing here, like how does it differentiate? Like, is there some specialized sort of setting for that?
Yeah, yeah. So you're talking about a single page website, right? Wherein if I click on
Yeah.
contact here, it takes me to this same page, but a different section of the same page, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so after home, I don't have to click on blog. It would be a continuity of the home page only. Similarly, every page is like integrated into the only single page. You are not clicking on different
Yes,
buttons.
right, right. So for that, you have to add CSS IDs to your pages or to your sections of the pages. So for example, if this, right, let me go to edit with Elementor, one second. Okay, so for that to work, you need to add CSS IDs to particular containers. So this container here, I'll click on edit container, let's say at the top, or let me scroll down even further. So I click on edit container here, then I'll have to go to advanced. These are some advanced settings, so we'll have to enter this advanced here. Then let's say I create this as the CSS ID, right? Let me copy this as well. I need to publish this first. So I've assigned a CSS ID to this. Then I'll have to go back to my menu. I'll have to add a custom link. Wherein I'll add my domain name first, // create. I'm working with an IP address, so it's not the best thing to do for all of this. Save my menu. Refresh. I think I have, yeah, 1 second. I messed up somewhere. I have to edit the URL. You just need to provide the CSS ID that you created like this. This was it, right? I created this only. Yeah. So I need to provide that and save my menu. Go to the front page. Now that I have added my CSS ID to the menu, I've added the custom link. If I click on this, create here, the previous link is added. Let me refresh. Secondary menu. Okay. Refresh this once again. Click on create, and now this will bring me to this section here. Right, so I'm just clicking on create and it's bringing me to the section that I wanted it to bring me to. So let's say if you had the about us section on the same page, right? This is the about us section, just as an example. So you'll have to edit the container, assign a CSS ID to it. If it was about us, it can be about-us, right? After I've assigned an ID to it, I need to publish that. If you're creating a single page website like this, then you have to add the same CSS ID onto your menu so that your website knows where to go. So you go back to your menu, you add a custom link starting with hashtag followed by the ID that you created, and then you enter the link text that you want. Then if I add this to my menu here, right? Let me remove the previous one. Right, so now I've added this to the menu. Let me save this. Visit my front end, refresh the page. Right, so this is added to the menu now. If I click on this, it will take me to the section that I wanted it to. So if you're creating a single page website, you have to assign a CSS ID to all of the sections and then add those here in the menu. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There are templates out there with there are single page templates also there on Sara templates. So if you don't want to do all of this manually, if you don't want to add all the CSS ID manually, there are templates like this as well. You'll just have to find a certain template. Right? Anything else? Any other questions? No questions? All right. Okay. So this was the last session, guys. Thanks a lot. We've covered all of the aspects of the website that we had to cover in these sessions. Now it's up to you. You have to work on your website as per the requirements that I've shared in the chat. And we've also discussed about them multiple times earlier as well. So you need to complete all of those things on your websites before the core modules start. Core modules for you guys, once again, are starting on the 27th of October instead of whatever date you received earlier. Right, so this was it from my side. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you for being here for the last 4 sessions. I wish you all the best for the rest of your sessions. And this was it from my side. Thanks a lot.
One second, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Can you please repeat what you said about like the next class? When will our next class begin?
27th.
Okay, from 27.
Yes. You'll get the updated schedule soon.
Okay.
It's starting from 27th. Yep.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.